What's up, everybody? It is the best spot, Kid Smooth, and we are back for episode 5 of Planet Xbox. I am your host, and I'm going to start off with Lord Attic, Gaming Attic. Welcome back. How are you?
What's going on, you guys? Great to be back. You know, we definitely took a little bit of a break because of 4th of July. We would have had a podcast last week if our podcast wouldn't have been on the day of 4th of July.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And what's up? iDizzy. Dizzy. All right. His steak must be interfering with his internet connection. Oh, you're botting, my friend. All right, so we'll get back to Dizzy. We're gonna get back to you, Dizzy. Panda, how are you?
Hey, everybody, what's up? Excited.
And
are you able to hear me?
Now we can hear you, Dizzy. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's having some internet issues.
Yeah. And yeah. He's having some internet issues. And we got a guest here today, my man Double O Mello. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Double O Mello. I'm just new to the scene. Appreciate the invite, Smooth. Good looking.
Yeah, I kind of did this last minute. Xbox Shop is out today. I know he had some things to handle, but Xbox Shop will be back next week. Xbox Shop, aka iPhone Gamer, that's who we know him as. Dizzy, is your internet working again? And we need Dizzy today. Because there's some more gaming beef going on. So in regards to these developers, yeah. But once again, welcome to episode 5 of Planet Xbox. You know, it's been light on news. I mean, I think I've alone dropped maybe 2.5 videos that had anything to do with the gaming news. But before we get started, I want to ask you guys, we're going to start with Double O Mello. What game have you been playing, and what was your latest Xbox achievement unlocked?
Recently, Friday the 13th. I was late on it. I was waiting on them to finish up the updates. I think my last achievement was playing Jason. I can't remember the exact name for it, though.
Tell Kid to stop hating on that game and admit it's a good game.
I don't play it.
It's a really good game. You got a nice little set of people with you, your friends, man. We broadcast it, had like 20-some views on it. Like I said, I'm new to this, so it was real good. We had a good time. I convinced like 3 other people to buy it, so yeah.
Oh yeah. So I bet you're rooting for game gifting so you can game gift that whack ass game to everybody on your friends list.
Oh man, I game gift, but hey, they gonna buy it on their own leisure. I'm pretty good at selecting games here. I'm telling you, it's a good one. It's gonna be.
He convinced. He didn't say he bought it for someone.
Yeah, I convinced them to buy it.
Yeah, and Anchorman convinced me to buy Minecraft. I'm still kicking myself.
Bad move. Yeah, I'm about to say that's real bad. It's totally different.
Dizzy, you're there. It sounds like your internet is working.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. For some reason, it was not liking Skype for a little bit.
My bad.
Hey, it happens.
But you know the drill.
It's not your bad. What's up, everybody?
What's the game you're playing? What's your latest achievement? If it hasn't changed in like 3 weeks, I'm gonna this is a shame.
You know exactly what I've been playing. However, I beat a game within this the time of the last podcast, so I'm not a
2
complete
weeks. Let's be real here.
But how often do I leave the wonderful world of art? Not very often. My last achievement, I don't know, was something on the X-Men Heroes universe, whatever that thing, or not X-Men, the Marvel Heroes Omega. but I did get to complete finally Life is Strange. So yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
finally beat it.
Awesome.
What is King? I know this is off topic. What's King talking? I thought we confirmed that there was. Haven't they confirmed that they were legendary loot in Sea of Thieves? There's so many loot-based games these days. I get them confused now.
Man.
But shout out to King Los. Coming and joining us for episode 5 in the chat. Bambino. Everyone. Gaming Addict. I know you just recently did a big move. Did you unlock any achievements recently?
I actually unlocked something on Fallout 4, believe it or not. I'm sure if I Am Setsuna was on Xbox, I would unlock something by that. I've been playing a lot of Switch here in the past couple weeks because of my move.
Okay, so it does come in handy for something.
Hey, just because you went out and spent $300 on a console and now you're regretting your purchase, don't mean everyone is.
Yeah, like I'm still holding on to see how much value is in it if I sell it. Panda, what game have you been playing, and what was the latest Xbox achievement or trophy or Steam achievement you unlocked?
Okay, so I have a much better achievement than last. I have not been playing Goat Simulator. I've been playing Overwatch. I got a rare achievement called The Iris Embraces You, and it's where you restore 1500 health with a single use of Zenyatta's Transcendence.
Did
you do that all in one match?
I did it actually. No, it's in a single use. So I was playing competitive, and everybody started casting their ults all on the team, and I used it. So I'm pretty sure I restored a lot more than 1500 health.
Nice. I played Overwatch like twice, and that was all in the same night. And I have the game, but
I love that game.
I gotta jump into it. There's a lot of games that people that play religiously, like Overwatch, like Ark, that I have haven't really took a sneeze at. But that's cool. Panda, you got a question from King Los. He says, Panda, what's your comp SR? I don't know what the hell that means.
It's competitive score, pretty much. It is. I haven't played a lot of competitive. I just got done with my ranking, so I'm at 1670 something.
Cool beans. I wish I knew what that was. That's just like your KD or something like that in Overwatch. They rename it or something?
No, they score you on certain things and like wins and stuff like that. So
it's kind of like, do you know Halo 5? The SR rank whenever you do competitive in there, it's essentially the same thing. It's just a way of scoring.
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. It's just have my back for me.
Have your back for you? What are you? You're clearly still here, so I'm kind of confused. Like, what are you doing? Are you going like across the street? Like, we need to know what kind of duration. You can't just drop a bomb like that and take off.
How about anybody in the chat? Does anybody in the chat have any questions that they want us to bullshit around for a little bit?
I just have to point out, congrats to Bambino on that SR. That's amazing. I tried to get that much in competitive, but I play alone a lot, and I keep getting matched up with a lot of teams that don't talk in team chat. So
you don't play that game alone, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's probably the worst part of a lot of those competitive games is if you don't go in with it, you're gonna get slaughtered. Even if you're the only person that's not in the party chat itself, it's almost a guaranteed. It's the domino effect. The first person falls, and next thing you know, everybody right down the line.
I play a lot of characters, Bambino. I play a lot of healers, and I'm pretty good with each one of them, except I hate Symmetra. I can't stand her.
You don't like Symmetra? You know what?
I hate Symmetra.
I love putting those turrets right where the blind spots are at. I'm letting them walk right by.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty fun. I don't know. I feel like I personally, like, I've tried Symmetra a lot, and I just can't. There's just some characters that you just can't. And I do like Zarya. I just started playing Zarya recently.
Yeah, definitely. So, oh, there he is.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Yeah, how long did that last? You guys talk about anything I would care about?
It lasted long enough to lose 8 viewers.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, hold on.
He is so unprepared today. What is he doing?
Is he playing Just Dance in the background? I think he's about to unlock his achievements.
Look at him playing in life. He has no clue what's
going on. All right.
Today, he is not the host of this episode. Today's topic is game gifting.
All right, game gifting is the topic.
You get a gift. You get a gift.
All right.
You all get gifts.
Here's my question. I got a question. Do you think everybody, the gaming community and the media overreacted to that tweet?
I think that, you know, they did go on the limb and say that it was confirmed when, you know, technically it wasn't, like you pointed it out. But he did pretty much say, you know, it might not be confirmed now, but we are going to confirm it eventually. It's not like one of those, you know, the spectator tweets where you don't really know. It's like kind of, you could read it different ways. You can only read that tweet one way. It's coming. It's just we don't know when.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was a response. He said no more. The question was, how far are we away from game gifting? Our games to our friends on Xbox or something like that, and he says not far. That doesn't answer anything. He could have been talking about as an industry.
But the moment he said not far means it's been in the works. So you know it's coming.
They're actively working on it. That's all it is. They're actively looking into it.
Yeah, but I just thought it was crazy because instantly after that, articles, videos, but people saying, "Oh, game gifting coming to Xbox," as if this thing's been confirmed with with a title update release date. I'm like, are you kidding me? I was like, he didn't even say. He actually didn't say it's coming. I just thought it was like a little bit of an overreaction. Of course, I know it's like a top rated request on Xbox Live. I know I've been talking about it a lot and hoping that comes. It would be great to have it, but I just thought there was a lot of jumping the gun when that tweet came out. It wasn't even like a formal announcement. He just literally answered. Somebody says, "How far are we?" He says, "Not far." That's it. But it was like breaking news. That's the only reason why I really want to work for Microsoft and Xbox, because if you tweet, it's like breaking news. Like
because what it's breaking news is important. At the end of the day, what they do at Microsoft is really important.
I do want to state that I feel like that's one thing that Microsoft don't get a lot of credit for is they are constantly bringing features. Like, just think about it on, like, you know, their competitor side, you know, Sony. Like, Sony announced a feature, like, you know, their 2.1 updates or anything, and, like, the internet goes crazy. But Microsoft be announcing, like, digital refunds 1 week, and then, like, a month later that they're bringing, you know, gifting games. It's like crickets throughout the internet.
No, that's true. That is true. I always say, I continue to say, Xbox has the best services and features, and people overlook at it, or people bring up something like share play, like that trumps all. I think the Xbox is an amazing machine with amazing things that it's able to do. It's a very social machine. It's taking things to the next level that people are overlooking. Like, I still think how the looking for gamers like feature, the LFG feature, it's like such a big deal because now I can find more people to play NBA Live with. That's why I've been playing it more. But
so he can vividly go into like the community of 15 that play it and get the other 14.
You know what I don't like about that feature? I hate when I'm minding my own business and somebody's requesting everybody. It's harassing me, especially whenever it's like a game that I don't even own. Like, please stop sending those invites. I like the feature, but I hate it in the same breath. I really do.
Yeah, the
they
notification.
need to make a notification turn off.
Yeah, because I get I want to say every 5 minutes I get one for Friday the 13th. Like, and I'm like, what the?
But you
like,
should
stop.
be playing.
I don't want to play that garbage. I don't want to. I don't want. The thing is, I need to get into it, but it's a game that I just for some reason I can't get into, and I don't know if it's because I know I can't be good at it, and I don't know if it's a game you can be good at. It just drives me nuts.
I told him I told him it takes time to get used to the mechanics in the game. It just does.
Oh no. I'm sick and tired of running from people. I want to so like that and Dead by Daylight, they were okay. Those are cool games to stream, and I know everybody are playing them day by day, but I feel like I can't do it. I want to, but I can't do it. You know what I mean? So maybe if we all get together and do it, we can do it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Think about it.
Planet Xbox Friday the 13th of Room Killing Kid a bunch of times.
Pretty much. Sound about right.
No, one time I did feel bad, man. We were playing Friday the 13th, and I told Kid to stay inside. I was going to get Jason's attention because I was hurt. I jump out the front window. He comes in the back door and kills Kid, and I'm hurt. And I'm like, oh. And then all I hear is, Kid, he's got me. I'm like, well, you dead. I just kept running.
Yeah. There was a little bit of inconvenience. Actually, AJ inconvenienced me both in Friday the 13th and Dead by Daylight. Like, when there's a points in times we're supposed to work together to make sure each other escape, I always find myself on the losing end of the stick, and it doesn't turn out well. And that's what exactly turns me off about these damn games.
So what you're saying is you always find yourself at the losing end, but somehow I use that advantage to win.
Yes. Yes, and it's supposed to be a cooperative experience. It's not competitive. We're not supposed to be competing with each other to run from Jason and stuff like that.
I ain't gonna lie. When we were playing Dead by Daylight, that door opened. I looked around and you was like, "He's on me! He's on me!" I was like, "Well, he is not on me then," and I ran straight for the exit.
Yeah, get up out of Dodge.
Another thing I want to talk about is Michael Patcher came out. He's been talking this stuff, talking about PlayStation 5, and he's talking about the Xbox, Microsoft not giving up on Xbox because it is profitable. Wanted to know what your guys' thoughts on it, because you know me as being an Xbox fan, you're constantly reminded how Microsoft wants to get rid of the Xbox division, how they're going to sell off, and how Xbox is not profitable. What did you guys think of this news or this perspective? Like, any thoughts?
People are stupid. Like, that's legitimately what it comes down to. Like, the last time I checked, Apple and all the Android businesses, they've been competing for the market for the past 20 years, and neither of them have closed down. Like, it's everything. When it comes to groceries, retail products, like every one of them has a competitor. If everyone that's in second place and down would just quit, it would be a monopoly on all fronts. Like, people don't think.
Yeah, I really think, honestly, it's just a hate on Microsoft. Honestly, it's just, I don't understand where it's coming from. Why is it the popular thing in YouTube right now and in social media? But honestly,
right now it's been that way for a grip.
Well, yeah, true enough. I'm just saying, just on the subject, it just seems like regardless of whatever they do, they're going to get shined upon. When you have a company that literally is pushing the industry forward with Microsoft, with the Windows, with trying to do cross-play, their features that they put on when it comes to party chat, the media, entertainment, is pushing everything forward. Honestly, I just think really Microsoft need to bolt down and just focus on the games. Go back to the original Xbox when they was actually publishing their own games, coming out with new and inventing games as well. and just mainly just do what you can, because at the end of the day, people are going to say what they want. And right now, like you say, with Game Share, there's no other company on the market that's doing that outside of like maybe PC, where we talking about home consoles. There's no one out there doing that, and the first thing someone do is attack it, and it actually is something beneficial for the gamers. So,
I mean, look at the refund thing. I don't think refunding policy got a whole lot. It's like what, you know, the features that Xbox brings. It gets like a couple hours of spotlight, and then it's just like let's
wait a minute, we got something to hate on it.
Yeah, and then they always flip it around. They really do. Every positive thing you can think about Xbox, everyone finds the one negative thing to try to cancel it out.
Well, hey, they was doing this before Microsoft did it, but Microsoft perfected, and it's still an issue. So I don't know, man. It's a lose-lose situation, really. But I think if you let your product speak for itself, I think a lot of that stuff will calm down soon. You know, hopefully soon, with the Xbox One X coming. So who knows?
It's like I got into an argument with someone in one of my streams. I was playing Halo Wars. And he started saying all of Xbox One games that's coming out look like mobile games. And I was like, all right.
Wow.
I stopped playing Halo Wars, and I was like, oh, we going to have a conversation. I was like, please, name me in the comments, name me in the chat these games that look like mobile games. Because maybe I missed them. Maybe we saw different E3s. It's possible. Could live in a different country. Maybe they have different perspectives.
Different TVs. Somebody was playing.
It was crickets. And he's like, State of Decay looks like a mobile game. I was like, you lost me, dude. What part of that game looks like a mobile game? Like mobile, like the shit that I play on the subway, right? Like, I don't get what you mean by mobile. Please tell me.
You probably had a box TV watching E3, low key.
I was like, you must be like on the iPhone 9. Like, you got next gen tech shit to be talking about mobile games like that.
Yeah. It's like I said, the Xbox is always like, you know, everybody's like, you know, punching bag. Everybody has a reason to be upset at the Xbox or the Xbox One or Microsoft for many reasons, for many unknown reasons. Now the thing is, right, marketing is very like different. I feel like gaming don't really need to rely or really need the marketing budgets of in years past. We're not watching commercials as much as we were. We're not driving by billboards and buying stuff we see on billboards a lot. A lot of stuff is really word of mouth, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and whatnot, that most of us heavily rely on. Now, I feel like Microsoft and a lot of other companies are this is a dangerous time as far as selling a product or getting new stuff out there, because when now most of the marketing is pretty much through word of mouth, Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that, and people are clinging on to what, like, pretty much what's the trending, what everybody's popular. Like, for example, I said this before, like, somebody could drop an album, whether it be Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, or whatever, right? And it may not be the best, right? But when it launches, it's the number one thing everybody's talking about. And people may be excited about it right then and there because it's out. And they're giving it all this praise. And all that does is ignite people like, oh, I want to get on this conversation. I want to talk about this. So what do? They go and they listen to and they're tweeting and hashtagging at the same time while they're listening and getting onto the conversation. Same thing when it goes to gaming. People see Crash, people keep posting pictures of Crash and talking about Crash. People want to be a part of that conversation. So what they do, they went out and they bought their Crash Bandicoot game, or they downloaded it on their PlayStation and then became a part of the conversation. And so now when it comes to like Xbox, there's this national trending hate for Xbox, right? So when people are talking about Xbox, they're already talking about it from a negative perspective, and a lot of people like to chime in on that. So now that they're releasing this box, right, they literally have to combat the negativity with other sorts of marketing sources to try to help sell their product, because if they rely on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, it's going to be an uphill battle because of fanboys and biasness dominates the media sources. It dominates that, and so now people, instead of being excited for the Xbox One X, they're following trends to be unexcited about the Xbox One X. Whether it be whatever they need to build a rig, or if somebody's trying to sell them a PlayStation, it's a following trend, and that's what happens. And that's why I feel like the social media era, it's good and it's bad, because I feel like the social media era, the Xbox One, when the Xbox One and the PS4 launched, they launched at the spawning of the social media era, and that's what really honestly doomed the Xbox One, is the constant bashing articles, the butt of all jokes and whatnot. That's what really did
I don't
it.
agree.
I agree, but why don't you agree?
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was that made the Xbox One where it is.
How?
I think it was a combination of, I'm not going to say it wasn't that, but I think that was on the low end. I think it was the price. I do.
No.
I think that price had a huge impact. Look how much people are blown up over $100 difference with the X and the rumor 400 that it was it. People, that matters. $500 on launch when your competition is let's be real here. It was, the console is stronger, not much, but when you're paying more for a camera, and then let's look at it from the perspective of people were taking the Kinect and taking an inch and running a mile with it, saying, "Oh, the NSA is spying on you."
Exactly.
With it.
When you got the NSA comments, you got the Don Magic situation saying, "Hey, if you don't have internet in a local area, you might as well just get a 360."
But that's just Microsoft having bad PR.
That's true, but that bad PR amplified more when you had the social media involved. When you had the individual at YouTube seeing this and they saying, "Hey, no one's liking this," and then as it snowballed effect, more and more people started seeing how many likes and comments they was getting from it. They kept on with that same train.
If you would have had them both,
bash Microsoft.
If you would have had them both at $399. That would have been that wouldn't have been as relevant as it was, because it's like they're the same price. Because I do feel that out of the release titles, Xbox had the better titles.
They had the better titles.
They had Dead Rising. Here we go.
They had extra things. They had extra things that came with the system that justified their price tag. It's the same way with the PS3.
You're reaching with the price. If you have a product,
it doesn't matter
with the price. And let me tell you why you're reaching with the price.
You are reaching. Like that $100 difference is
you're reaching with the price.
That $100
here's the reason why.
Because at the end of the day, if someone markets something to me and it's enticing me, let's say Apple, for example. Apple can come out with an iPhone and say, "Hey, you got this and OLED display and all these great features." Regardless of what I see and price wise, if I have the money, I'm going to get it. Point blank and period.
Exactly.
That's the same thing with games. If they come in with video games, they're showing you the graphics and this is what we can do. People gonna say, "You know what? Hey, I got 3 to 4 months to chuck up $500 for this console. That's what I'm going to do."
All right, go ahead, Dizzy, because I know you were trying to.
I mean, that's exactly like the point I was getting at is if your marketing isn't on point and you can't sell the product and you're not proving why that $500 marker is a good price point for what you're selling, then that's where you're going to lose everybody. It has nothing to do with the price right there. Otherwise, people aren't buying Beamers, Benz, and Bentleys. They're not the best cars on the market. Okay?
Exactly.
But they know how to sell it, and they know how to make you feel like
you guys are undermining that price. You guys are acting like that price had no relevance at all.
Let's take the Xbox One X for it. Let's take the new one. There's no Kinect camera in there. All I'm getting is a system, a controller that I already probably have if I have an Xbox, and maybe 50-50 if they're going to do a bundle with a game. There's going to be people out there that's still going to buy that console for $500. This is a fact.
I get that, Dark Star, but there's a huge part of the market that do very much care about the price, especially when it's brand new hardware on both. A completely start of a new generation. That $100 difference can mean a lot.
Yeah, it could, but here's the gaming market is pretty funny. It's weird. You know what I mean? I don't know how it goes with because when it comes to phones, I feel like price isn't an issue. When it comes to tablets, price isn't an issue. But when it comes to gaming consoles, it shows that price is an issue, but I don't think it's really that, because I feel like if your consoles is $500, I need to see why it's worth $500. When a PlayStation 3 came out at $500 and $600, I thought it was worth $500 and $600. I just couldn't afford it, so I just didn't buy it. It wasn't like that. Like, oh, I'm being robbed. When the Xbox One was announced, I thought it was worth $500 for what it was getting. I knew it was a brand new next generation console. It came with a Kinect camera, which is, let alone itself, was probably $150 or so on its own merit if sold alone. That was doing more than the last Kinect does. At the time, I don't know if it's still doing it now. At the time, it was running 3 operating systems and whatnot. It offered really a lot, and what they had originally planned for it, it was just like, yo, I'm ready for this, but because the whole power thing didn't really come into play as far as the resolution. It wasn't really the power. The resolution.
The power
didn't come in until closer to launch.
Power was a ongoing problem they had. It wasn't a beginning problem. It was a beginning, middle, and end problem. Because even till recently, we still having that issue. Some games are still being at a low resolution, which I've said very vividly. I don't care about the resolution thing. I feel like if a game's good, it doesn't matter what resolution, you're gonna buy it and play it. But I'm sorry, I would say that let's say they had a good launch. But when it comes to it, the console wasn't $500. It was the bundle with the Kinect that killed them.
Jason has a question in there. He says, okay, from right now looking back, is it worth $500?
And with me, yes, it was. I enjoyed my Kinect. I actually had Kinect Adventures. I actually used the fitness when it was out. I was in the process of learning more because I appreciated developing.
Stu, I didn't say resolution doesn't. I didn't say resolution doesn't matter. I said it doesn't matter to me. There's a difference between it mattering to me and it doesn't matter as an entire entity.
To answer Jason's question, see, looking back, I feel like looking back, nothing really changes.
Right.
Was it if it came out at $500? It came out at $500. Looking back, yes, I still think it would have been worth $500. Looking back from what I get now, because nothing I did that came out the year after or that happened the year after the year have that made me think, oh, the console should have been this less. If I'm looking at it from a standpoint, where Microsoft could have probably done better out the gate, I'd be like, oh yeah, it should have been $400 because they would have sold a lot more. But that's not up to me to decide. I'm a consumer. So at the time when these consoles came out, I knew what the price of the PlayStation 4 was. I knew what the price of the Xbox One was. I was coming fresh off an Xbox 360 after spending 8+ years, whatever how long it's been out at the time. I think 8 years at the time with the Xbox 360. I already made up my mind before an Xbox One was going to launch that I was going to the next Xbox, whenever it was announced. You know what I mean? It would be different if I was coming off of a PlayStation 3, or if other things mattered to me. I was already invested into the Xbox One ecosystem, or into the Xbox ecosystem. So at the time when Xbox One was announced, I was like, damn, it's $500. But I was like, I still thought it was worth it for what I was shown and what I was getting. And then year 2014, 2015, 2016, that didn't change my mind. If I thought I made a mistake in buying it, no, I still would have bought it at $500. Like I said, Xbox One X launching at $500. Still going to buy it. The Xbox One Elite launched at $500. People still bought it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I mean, the stuff that happened in the last 3 years shouldn't change whether the console was worth buying at a certain price when it launched. So
I would still say, yeah. To me, I think that it's worth $500, and this is looking at it from today's standpoint, looking backwards, only because it's something that I spent $500, and this Xbox gets daily use. Yeah, it's always on. I'm not always gaming, but if I'm not using it, my son's using it to watch YouTube, or my girl's watching it to watch her latest Netflix, or she actually likes to play Dance Central, so she's constantly doing that. It gets daily use. So yeah, it is worth the $500 looking backwards. The initial point, yeah, it probably could have been lower.
I think if I were to go back and, if I had the choice I don't think I would have jumped in this generation as quick as I would have, to be completely honest with you. Because if you look back at it, like when the Xbox One first launched, regardless, love Aaron Greenberg to death, but he said on the Inner Circle that they launched the product exactly how they thought the product should have been when they launched. Like, fam, how is the friends list not snapped and you don't see notifications pop up? Like, yeah. When I bought the Xbox One, obviously now, the Xbox One, it has all the features that 360 had for the most part, and it's got more. But when the Xbox One first came out, the 360 had more features than the Xbox One. And I thought that was a problem.
Yeah, I feel like the best time for anybody to have bought an Xbox One was 2014 or 2015. Like, that was like the best time. Of course, if you're buying it now, you're getting a beast of a system as far as like what it's doing feature wise and whatnot. But I feel like that was like the perfect time. Like, if you skipped the first year and you went to like the holiday 2014, holiday 2015, I think were the best time to buy an Xbox One. Or if you were introduced to the Xbox One with the Xbox One S, obviously that was the perfect timing. Just like I feel like anybody who purchased Destiny in 2016 was the best time to buy it. You've got the full value of the game, and you didn't get robbed.
For everybody, you didn't get robbed.
That's with everything.
Retract that statement.
That's with any kind of game, But the thing is if you don't pick up these games day one, like, if you don't grow, like, let's take Destiny, for instance. If you don't grow with the community and play with you're going to miss a lot of key moments that, you would remember through the entire time of playing Destiny. Mm-hmm. Like, when people used to, to this day, Luke Smith, when he announced Destiny 2, made the pull the Ethernet cord to kill Crota joke. If you didn't play when that was going on, you didn't get that feeling. Like, there's in Destiny, the most best feeling in Destiny I have that I know of is the very first time you play a raid day one where you know nothing. And you don't have that feeling if you miss all of that because everyone knows what to do.
Yeah, what else was there? And anybody else have the comment on? I don't know how we got on this topic. I probably would.
Oh, we were actually talking about the whole Michael Packer thing, and it just this whole conversation went way.
Yeah, because I indulged on the.
Let's be real here. We didn't have a whole lot to talk about today anyway.
Yeah. To go back to the original thing that we were talking about with Michael Packer, I don't think Xbox as a console, that value is there, but Xbox, as far as its branding, because of what it has with the Xbox Live, which people don't realize that Xbox Live is actually a spin-off of what used to be MSN Gaming Zone way back in the day on the PC. That is much, much, much more powerful than anything else within the Xbox brand itself. So I think that's probably where he's really looking at. If I were to key on anything, maybe not the console so much, but it's the actual the Xbox Live and what that hub is capable of.
Yeah, I think I believe the Xbox brand has been profitable. I feel like people think that
there's no bleed to it. The Xbox brand is profitable.
Yeah, I'm sure. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep on pushing out these. They've been pushing it out as much for every time. Somebody said that the Xbox, Microsoft was getting rid of Xbox. They pushed out a new console. Like, I feel like, damn, I lost my train of thought.
You don't invest in a new accessories to a console that you're planning on killing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Elite controller, like why would you invest into a very small demographic that they believe? Because I talked to the people who made the Elite, the person who obviously he didn't come up with it on his own. It was a group effort, but he was the one with the original idea, and he said that up into the week before the Elite controller was was launched, they were going to cancel it at all times because they were really concerned how the market was going to buy it. And then obviously once it came out, they went and was like, we want an elite console. We need your stock.
Yeah, I feel like people like assume just because the Xbox is in second place sales wise that it's like it's like they're done. It's like they're going broke. You know what I mean? I never understand that logic. I never understand why it's like people like, you know, you got Apple, you got Samsung, they selling you phones every now and then. Does it matter who's in first place? At the end of the day, both of them are banking. They're banking. They're going to keep on making releasing their phones and putting a different number into it and profiting.
And you know what the funny thing about it is? People want to like compare the Switch to the Xbox One. Last time I checked, the Switch was the generation above the Xbox One and PS4. How you going to compare them? It's like comparing a new product 3 years into it. Obviously, the newer product's going to outsell the older products.
Yeah, it's the fun. That's funny. Yeah, a lot of people are like, the Switch is gonna outsell.
It's like the Wii U was the generation with the Xbox One, not the Switch.
It's like, dude, it's going to sell. I expect the Wii U to be a hot seller over the next a couple of months. It has to. Otherwise, it's not a good sign. It wouldn't be a good sign if it wasn't. So the fact that people are acting like, oh, this is Xbox is doom and gloom for Xbox. The people that are buying the Switch probably already have an Xbox and a PlayStation, dude. Like, you know what I mean? I don't understand that.
I have an Xbox.
Like, you know what I mean? It's a lot of us who are buying the Switch. The Switch, it came out 4 years after the PS4 and Xbox One. Like, really? And people are thinking like, oh, it's doom and gloom because the Switch is outselling the Xbox One and NPDs.
Notice when
it's like 3 months old.
Notice when the Switch was outselling the PlayStation, that shit wasn't brought up at all.
No, of course not.
It was doom and gloom for Nintendo then. Just back and forth.
But there was some new gameplay revealed of Crackdown 3. Did any of you guys get to see that?
Yeah.
Of course.
What did you think? Anybody got any thoughts?
I actually, you know, if you remember, I kind of went in on Crackdown 3, like pretty harshly. Almost every time I've talked about Crackdown since I got back from E3, it's been mostly negative. But that gameplay, like, I guess it was mainly the reaction of the dude that was commentating it. Like, he had me going. When he pulled out the black hole gun, whatever it was called, he was like, yo, what did that? And then he shot it in the middle of the cars, and it just made them all go to the middle and explode at once. He was like, that's sweet. I ain't gonna lie. And then by the end of that video, he was like, I'm not gonna lie, Microsoft has me sold on this game.
Yeah, it's like I said, I'm interested in the game. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't number one on my anticipation list. But I feel like Crackdown 3 is going to be the game. Like, if you were looking for a Sunset Overdrive sequel or something like that, Crackdown 3 is going to be the game to fill that void. It's just I just want to have fun, shoot things up, like play with particles and stuff in the environment of the game and whatnot. Play with these different weapons, see what they do, see how they react. It's gonna be that game. It's gonna have the multiplayer. It's gonna have the, like, you know, the quirky story and whatnot. It's just gonna be a fun game, and I'm looking forward to playing it. And that is definitely a day one buy for me. I know people like to hate on Crackdown. People like to hate on Xbox games in general because for some reason the Xbox games just does not do it for them. They like that over-the-shoulder, long, drawn-out, boring type of games. But me, I like to have fun with my games. Like I said, if the game isn't entertaining, I'm not having fun with it. I don't want to play it, and that's what I don't lose the focus on. Why I play video games and what I'm looking to get out of video games. I need to be entertained. I need to have fun. It needs to be rapid. There needs to be constant action, and so that's why I'm looking forward to Crackdown 3. So,
all right. So there's a couple questions to answer in the comment section.
Sure.
We can't put the gameplay up. It wasn't a gameplay on like Microsoft. It was an individual YouTuber that got the gameplay. So if you put up his gameplay, who knows, that could have been. Like, Microsoft could have sent him that exclusively, so, like, kid would probably get in trouble for that. All right. Crackdown is not crossplay with PC. I don't believe it is. I don't think Xbox and PC are crossplay. I could be wrong.
I know it's a play anywhere, and it might be cross save if anything, but
I think if it's a play anywhere, I would say 99.9% it's probably going to be crossplay if it's a play anywhere title.
I feel like they've been puffing their chest out with that word. I think they would have announced it by now. I mean, they might have announced it at Gamescom. So I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
I feel like that the gameplay is probably what they should have shown at E3 instead of Terry Crews, and then maybe during the commercials they could have shown the Terry Crews bit. It probably would have been more effective. I still could care less for the game. I still don't see a reason why I'd want to play it, but I mean that's just me. It might look fun for some people. It's just
I kind of like the Terry Crews thing, though. It was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, but, okay, it's
like
entertaining.
Today you're going to be dropping bombs. Tomorrow you're going to be dropping buildings.
and again, there's nothing wrong with the Terry Crews part.
Well, I get what what you were saying.
But I just showed it at the wrong place. It shouldn't have been an E3.
Oh, I completely agree with you. They showed off their first-party title extremely bad at E3.
Personally, whenever I saw the Terry Crews thing, I thought it was pretty cool, and then they showed like the theatrical, like in-game kind of thing, and I was like, oh, I don't want to play this.
Oh wow.
I mean, they could have I see why they did the Terry Crews thing. You do something that's recognizable, that's going to grab a lot of people. Who doesn't like Terry Crews? It was more of like a marketing thing, and less of a demonstration thing. So I felt like they probably should have gone with just a playthrough, like maybe 5 to 10 minute playthrough of the game, of just doing what was being showed in that gameplay reveal. But then I think the reaction would still be the same. People would have been like, "Where's the destruction?"
It is kind of It is kind of funny. He said dropping buildings, and in the gameplay there was no buildings dropping.
There was no.
But, you know,
that's the problem. That's once again because everyone synced that footage from beforehand with the destructible environment that they displayed. Yeah, and then you come on the big mainspring of E3. Like, come on, everyone watches E3. You can't deny it. It's over 1 million some views, and you do not do the instructable environment. That was like, it sucked the air out the room a little bit.
I do have like a question. Like, I've been playing Scream right here lately, and you know, like they're destructible cities that you have to destroy. Like the way that game is set up, like the buildings collapse a lot like they collapsed on that tech demo that we saw a couple years ago. You guys think they were testing out that kind of destructible engine on a smaller scale on that game first?
On Scream Ride, yeah.
Because if you look how the buildings fall and how the destructive engine is on that game, it's a lot similar to that tech demo we saw for the multiplayer.
But the thing is that the way the building falls in the Crackdown, it's not scripted. It just happens to depend on which angle you shoot or which angle is hit, where most of the weight is. That's what's going to determine the factor of which way the building or the bridge breaks or anything like that. I don't know if Scream Ride was using that same technology. If it was, they did a horrible job in telling us about it. Because Scream Ride, and I have Scream Ride, I don't know how to play that game. Like, that's the only reason why I haven't indulged in it. I was like, all right, so am I supposed to crash? Am I supposed to stay on the tracks?
Well, see, that's one of the game modes. I was referring to the one where you shoot objects at buildings to destroy them.
Yeah, but the thing is, even when you shoot objects at buildings to destroy them, it's not a scripted fall. It's like it's depending on where you shot which angle you shot from, where most of the weight is going to lay on. That was the whole point of the whole destructible environment. It's not how that you can destroy everything. It was the fact that things kind of it's unpredictable of how things will fall and falter.
All right, yeah. But anyway, we can move on. That was just a question.
Go. That one.
Did kid leave again?
He vanished.
Denise.
Well, anyway, where are you? Clearly, I don't know what kids be doing here lately, but we're gonna go ahead and is everyone good on the that topic we were talking about?
Yeah. We're good.
Okay, so the next one's the ARC thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me go get a water. I'll be back.
Wait, all right.
You got a lot to say.
No, I don't have nothing to say.
No, so I guess what happened was ARC they had a recent price hike, right? Or because it's about to release, like officially, right?
I do want to point out that we've known this. I've known that game was going to be $60 at launch. So how the hell does the rest of the internet don't know? And I don't even mess with ARC like that. So how does everyone else not know that? I cannot believe I just defended ARC. Damn.
Yeah.
The thing is, all right. So I think the beef was I think one of the DayZ developers came out and like bashed the game for releasing at like looking to release at $60.
Yeah, because his game's out, right? He's got reasons to take shots at other games. He's got an established game that's out and making money, right? Now his shit's in game preview too. He needs to shut up.
So yeah, so that made kind of headlines, and I really want to know what Dizzy's thoughts is on this, because Dizzy, I seen Dizzy fighting with somebody. I think it was maybe Kev the Gamer or something like that on Twitter about this. And I was like, yeah, we got to talk about this on Planet Xbox this week. So,
I can sympathize. I fought with Kev the Gamer over a bunch of shit on Twitter before.
Come on, I want to break through the blood of a...
But anyway, I think Dizzy is doing something.
No, I'm here, but I said explicitly everybody else is gonna go before I put my stamp on this one. And then
all I have to say is the game. I'm not a big fan of ARC. It's not that I have anything against ARC. It's just every time I go on there, it's like the worst shit that possibly could happen to me happens every time. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, Dizzy finally gets me to get back on this damn game. So I get on this game. I get on the boat that he's on. Half the boat lags out, and I fall through the boat and get ate by something. So then I spawn on a beach after that happened, and then I get ate by one of the strongest things in the game. So then I uninstalled that shit, and I ain't been on it since. I think it's one of the few incidents I've ever seen to get a DLC comes out in the preview program before the preview program goes live. But that iDizzy, that is completely irrelevant to the conversation. If they want to give their fans more content, who am I to tell them not to? If their fans want to buy the shit, me putting like $200 in Destiny has no room talking about anyone buying anything when it comes to any other franchise.
All right, you guys can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, so I think his name is
Dean Hall.
Dean Hall.
Oh, he knew that shit on.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
He says, just so we're clear on my opinion, the price increase for ARC is fucking outrageous. He said this on July 6th on Twitter. I got a couple retweets and likes and whatnot.
I don't understand.
But I thought ARC was still in the preview. Am I wrong?
Like, when it comes out,
it's been a launch though. So if they was going to put a price, I don't get it. Me personally, I don't play ARC. I'm gonna get out the way real quick. Nothing against the game. I just don't have friends that play it. If the game didn't release and they're about to put some more content in it, I guess it's worth it. I don't know. Yeah, that's it.
My thing is look, most of the time when you go into a game preview, you're going to get it cheaper. This game was probably going to be $60 all the time. And let's be real here. The people that got it for $30, I've seen ARC. I've heard the frustrations. Them bitches deserve that shit for $30. They were the beta alpha testers. So, does it deserve to be a $60 game? From what I've known, from what I've seen on it, that game's like game crack. So if you actually enjoy that game, you're going to get $60 easy from it. It's one of the reasons that I could try to, like, after I had my bad experiences, I got enough crack in my life. I don't need no more. So if people want to go out there and spend that money, who cares? Obviously it's easy for, homeboy over there at what's the game that he made again?
DayZ.
Who the hell cares about DayZ? Wasn't that game supposed to come out to PS4 like 2 years ago?
We're not gonna talk about that.
It's still not on PS4, so clearly, everything over there in DayZ land isn't going all according to plan either.
Yeah.
The game probably flops in sales. It's probably completely diminished. I know Battlegrounds is kicking its ass right now. So he is salty as hell right now. Because Ark had a fraction of the time, and it went over its popularity. It's kicking its ass in sales. All the games around it in the genre is going above DayZ. This dude has no room to talk. And I hope he's watching this podcast because you a salty motherfucker.
You sound like personal beef.
Well, Chris said if No Man's Sky was $60, then what's the issue?
Facts.
The thing about game preview, nothing is final. Hell, the release isn't even guaranteed. You know what I mean? Everything in game preview is subject to change. Gameplay, pricing, release itself. My personal take on it, I don't play Ark. I will eventually. Dizzy said they got achievements, so I might have to, touch up on it a little bit. But the problem is, every time I heard about Ark, it's something about how it's like, it doesn't run too properly. Frame rates are horrible. Visuals are horrible.
Looks like a PowerPoint.
Yeah, just not the greatest, not the greatest game to be playing. And for the fact that they want full retail price, I can see why some people would be upset with that. But I'm looking at this from an outsider that has had zero interest into this game. But like I said, there might be some people out there in this world that think this move is the proper move and that this game is well worth the $60 that they will be charging come lunch. And we have one here in this podcast. So
yeah, but I do want to state something real quick. We Happy Few is definitely still coming out, and you should go re-download that because they actually put new shit in there. The game is nothing like it was when I played it at launch. That's all I wanted to say.
All right, so I'm gonna do that. Panda.
I haven't played Ark as much as Dizzy, but I have played a lot of Ark. And personally, I love the game. I love the preview despite all the bugs that might be in it. And I think that at launch, it's definitely going to be worth that $60.
Oh, wait. You said it's going to be worth the $60 at launch?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, can you elaborate?
I mean, I feel like there was so much that they've put into it thus far. And I mean, I have fun playing it. I'll spend $60 on a game that I have fun playing. And then at launch, I'm sure they're going to perfect anything that's going wrong with it at the moment. But there's not as many bugs as there were when it was first, when the demo first launched. Definitely.
Okay. All right. And Dizzy, I'm just dying to hear why. I'm surprised. I wasn't expecting that from Panda, but she made some good points. I need Dizzy to put the nail in this coffin to see. Let's see who's on a.
I do want to state that I don't care at all about anything related to this game.
Gaming Addict, I think you said that. Like.
So, just so that we can clarify before we begin my little part of this, for the amount of hours that I put in, can you guess for the amount of money that I purchased? And I've spent, I bought the game in preview, which was $35, and I spent the other $20 on the DLC. How much? Keep in mind,
he left that DLC for a minute after he bought it.
Yes, and I did leave for probably at least a month. Okay, so with all of that, that's $55 just right there. How much do you think I paid per minute to play this game?
Dizzy does have more hours in Ark than I have in Destiny.
Food for $1 per minute.
Let's take a wild guess. We're talking. Let's just say if you take the time that I put into this game for the amount of money that I put into it at $55, I would have paid less than. I would pay less than half a penny. Just for the amount of time that I played in Ark. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, that means I played a lot of fucking Ark. All right. From the beginning, they've already stated that they were going to be moving to the $60 price point. Okay, we're less than a month away. So, for a preview member, first of all, for any kind of game that's
let's keep in mind, people's had plenty of time to buy this game for $40.
You've had 2 years.
Facts.
You've had 2 years on the Xbox, you've had a year on the PlayStation, and you've had about 3 years on the PC. So if you hadn't purchased it at some point, then that's on you, okay? People who are playing in this preview, and the reason why some of these preview games actually come out and you buy into them and everything is, one, a lot of them, they're going to be done by indie developers, meaning that they don't have the resources that Activision, that EA, that Bungie, that Bethesda, that Rockstar, 2K, any of these companies have to pay for somebody to develop this game and get it done till finish. This is a completely independent developer. Okay, so people are paying into it so that it is helping support the developers as they are continuing to work on the game and everything. And so that's where a lot of this game preview comes from. Okay, their goal is to get this out on the store shelves for people. And my son wants to kind of like yell at the mic as well while I'm doing this whole rant, if you can't hear right there. So they want to put this on the store shelves, and they have to put it at some sort of a parity, because if you put something out immediately at $30, somebody's going to ask, well, what's wrong with the game? And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't play this because this has a great frame rate. I don't play this because it looks the most fantastic. I play this because it has a fucking amazing community, and it's a lot of fun to play. Once you get into it, it's a lot of fun to play. So,
but Dean Hall says it's a disconnect from the community.
He believes it's a disconnect from the community because this is also this is an individual who, while we were like in I'll go back to what Gaming Addict, and he said that the $15 DLC has nothing to do with the yada yada yada. It actually does, because despite me purchasing it and a lot of the people who play Ark purchasing it, it actually does. I don't think that that's a right thing to do. I get why they did it, but I don't think that it was right. Okay? Now that that's out of the way, Dean Hall wants to make these statements when you can go into a game that's in game preview and through microtransactions buy something that you are not guaranteed to go into your inventory that can be stolen by somebody else on the map.
But
how does that make any sense whatsoever?
I think I would just point a finger at the dumbass who bought the item.
Damn.
I mean, yes, but you're putting that into the game, in the preview program, but you want to point fingers at something else because they were going to put something at parity in less than a month. How is it fair to the people who have been playing on PC for the past 3 years, who purchased this at a lower rate? How is it fair to them to be going through all of that beta testing and the continued wipes by developers, or to deal with the bugs and say, hey, this is what's broken, this needs fixed? Like right now, I can tell you that there's a lot of stuff that's still broken in the game. I have a lot of faith that they're going to have it fixed. I don't think that they want to play their full card just yet, but I think upon release, they're going to have at least 80 to 90% of the games, or the bugs fixed. Okay, so you got this guy that's sitting here saying that it's not worth it, but he has a game that's been in the preview status for twice the amount of time of Ark, and is still yet to release. His second game was canceled, and his third game is getting no hype behind it. Plus, as Gaming like to point out, there's another game called Battlegrounds that is like curb stomping the shit out of DayZ right now. And besides that,
it put DayZ on life support.
And even before Battlegrounds, I mean, there was this game called H1Z1 that when it started out wasn't that popular, but after a little bit of time, it started kicking DayZ straight into the ground. So I just see it as an individual who wants to be relevant because his relevancy has already had its 15 minutes of fame. So he had to try to say something that he knows that there's a community that was going to respond. And there's a lot of individuals within the art community that, you know, I kind of look at some of them. Most of the people who are on the negative end of it are probably individuals who have 0.0 time played into it because they're like, well, why am I going to have to pay $60? This is bullshit. It's like, well, you're going to end up having to pay $60 if you waited till release anyways, dipshit. So, like, if you wanted to have the discounted price, you probably should have bought it then.
Okay. All right. So, as you guys may or may not know, Dizzy is heavily invested in Ark Survival Evolved. He's been with it throughout the whole preview program. Like I said, I tried it and I got my ass kicked by 2 baby dinosaurs, and I didn't get to see the real thing. Like
Ark is definitely one of those games. When me and John first started playing it, we saw something. I was like, I'm gonna go over there and hit it, and I was like, and then I got a stick, and I was like, John, I can hit a dinosaur with a stick. I can poke it with a stick. That was a bad idea. We both got me.
You know, and that I think it's a lot of the little stuff like that becomes the allure of Ark. And really, the big thing for a lot of Ark players, it is fulfilling that childhood dream of wanting to go to battle riding a dinosaur or something like that. You know, if you grew up watching Jurassic Park and you're a big fan of it, or Land Before Time and you're really big into dinosaurs, you know, this is the game for you because it pops out and you get to live and breathe and you just be there with the dinosaurs and everything. And I think that actually, starting out, is probably one of the best allures of the game. Like, I really wish that I could go back to when I didn't know anything of the game, because that was the funnest time of Ark. Right now in the Ark community, it's all about politics and the mega tribes.
Yeah, dude.
But
if you're in a party with this man when he's playing this game, there's some savage shit Dizzy, that goes on in this shit.
Give me a basic scenario of Ark, like if like Ark for Dummies. Like give us like this great deal. Sell me Ark in like a quick kind of summary.
Yeah, I got to hear this too.
It's really hard to describe because whenever you talk about like the standard day-to-day stuff, it's boring. I'll be honest with you. That part is boring. It's the farming part, which is in a lot of games. Don't let anybody kid you about that. You play most MMOs, there's going to be some sort of grind that you have to get in order to get to the next level. And for the most part, that's what a lot of Ark is. You know, but the time that you tame your first raptor to the time that you tame your first giga or your next giga, which would be your top tier, to the first time that you actually take those dinos that you have and you go do one of the boss battles, because they got 4 different boss battles that you can go do, and people don't think about like little things like that. It's like your little arena that you take your dinos that you spend a lot of time caring for and leveling up and making stronger. You take them with you, and you go do all that sorts of stuff. Or if you're like one of my people, I love the PvP aspect. I love the whole concept of I get with my people, this person is with their people, something pops up. It really becomes that whole set of gang warfare. And right now with the Ark community, in the PC, it's the Chinese. The Chinese are the big bad guys of the whole realm. And right now in the Ark community with the Xbox, it's the French. They kind of popped up out of nowhere. I digress. But the grinding part is the boring part. But it's the stuff that you have to be done in order to get to your next goal. It really is about you setting your goals, doing what you need to do, either as an individual or as a tribe, and actually reaching and obtaining that kind of goal. Like with ours in the PvP aspect, we do, a couple of weeks where everybody's grinding, they're doing this and that. Maybe we do a couple of little fun stuff, to try to get everything, off the grind mode. But at the end of the grind, it gets down to the war and down to the battle, and there is no PvP in any of gaming quite like you're gonna have in Ark. Absolutely none. The variation that you have in PvP, no war is like the same war that you fought before. And that's because people have different tactics, and you have to adjust to the different tactics. Or maybe you need to change your tactics because you saw things that were happening in the last battle that you didn't like. You're like, oh, well, let's try this. That's the synopsis of Ark. It's its own world. It's its own community, and it's just that. It's Ark.
I really want to try to get into this thing because it sounds like
here's the thing.
life.
here's the thing with Ark though. It's not going to be for everybody. It really isn't. It is a grind. It is if you're a hardcore player and you like dedicating yourself to one game. Because like for years, I played a game called Ultima Online, and that again, and one of the very first MMOs. It's a grind game. If you don't like games that you have to dedicate a lot of time or you can't become hardcorely invested into, you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to like it because it's not something that you could play for, maybe an hour and then put down and then come back later and pick it back up because you won't get anything accomplished there.
Yeah. Sound like Warzone. I mean, not
Warframe.
Warframe. Sound like Warframe and Monster.
Very much like Warframe.
I'm into those games, so
absolutely is.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I tried to play Warframe. I didn't like it much.
Oh man.
Not to kind of digress from this topic, but has anybody seen the stuff for the expansion with Warframe? Because it actually looks really good.
They took Monster Hunter format and amped it to the third power, bro. I can't wait for that. And it's coming out before the end of the year too.
Wow, that game is actually still being supported. That's been out for how long? It's been out for
it's been out for what? I think since
people play it.
The Slim came out, I believe. That's when it was free on the Xbox, and then it's been going on ever since.
Yeah, but it was even on the PlayStation 4 before that too. At launch, I think.
Yeah. It was on the 4, then it came to Xbox. Yeah.
Wow, it's crazy. So, any questions from the chat? I think we ran through our topics. Anybody else got anything to say? Anything that's been floating on your mind? Anything this week that we probably missed? I know over the holiday, the whole Anthem thing happened. I know we didn't talk about that with the gameplay, the hijacking of the gameplay.
That happens. I mean, is it that big of a deal?
No, it's not that big of a deal, but sometimes it's just worth it to get fun. That jab and hey.
I was about to say it's worth it for the jab, But overall, I don't think it's really effective in any other kind of. It's not going to make somebody change which platform that they're gonna be purchasing it for.
Polygon says gifting games are overrated.
Oh my god!
I guess changing gamer tags overrated too.
Right.
I mean, the gifting games I want to. I know you can easily buy.
I don't understand why people talk shit about legit features, shit that I guess they just don't want other features. They just want. I don't get that.
And that's the problem that comes back with the whole initial launch of the Xbox. When they had the family share. Everyone can share the same games.
I think that was a lot on
completely took it out because
I think that was a lot on Microsoft. They spent more on the negative qualities of the Xbox One. If I was Microsoft and I was about to go out there and drop some bombs you can't share, you can't do physical media really. I would have started, but you can share it with 10 people. But they did the exact opposite. They was on the damage control for that.
Yeah, it's just like I say, when you just keep speaking negative, and then it's you expect these companies to provide you and give you good things, and when you get something like gifting a game to someone that probably doesn't even have that game, you want to even do a stream, and somebody want to play with you. You be like, hey, I'm going to gift this game to you. It's negative for doing that, even though the game is barred. I don't get people, but you want to see gaming go up in evolution wise, and you expecting greatness to come with these games, and then when the company provides something like this, you bash it, give it a negative look. So I don't know, man. I just don't get people nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, people only trash stuff if it's not available for their particular platform. Once it becomes available for their platform, is all good and gracious. You know what I mean? Remember, people discredited the idea of using an external hard drive. It was easier to pop in your own hard drive into the PlayStation itself. It was easier to install a bigger hard drive rather than plug in the USB. Now it's an accepted action because it's now capable of doing it. But before, when the Xbox only had that feature, it was like, oh well, I could just easily install my own hard drive and whichever hard drive I want. Like,
I'm pretty sure the guys over on Steam they think that the fucking gifting is awesome. To me, I don't understand what the negative aspect of game gifting is. If you want to purchase something, like I don't live in the same state as my other brothers, and they play Xbox as well. If I want to be able to purchase something for them, why do I have to go to the store and send it through snail mail and wait for them to get it later, or do something weird with credit card information? Maybe give it to them and everything, and not saying that I don't trust my brothers, but you have that other aspect. Why can't I have an avenue where I can't purchase a digital game but attach it to his account? Or, even like trade off. Like, I mean, I wouldn't mind if we had a trade system where you could trade your games around. I don't understand what the negative aspect of saying that it would be overrated.
Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead.
No, I understand. Like, the idea, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, you can just buy Amazon cards or something like that. It's like, I would rather go to the game store and be like, yo, I need you to do this. Like, there's been a time like, yo, AJ, I need you to play this game with me. I need to finish this game on co-op. And if I'm feeling generous, I'm like, here, I'm about to send it to you right now. Go to the store, boom, send it to him, and he has it to install. Like, what's wrong with having a feature like that?
I don't understand why it hasn't been put into the game yet. Like, there's the same thing through Amazon. I can go on Amazon, pick up a digital code, and then send it to that person. Guess who's getting a cut from that? Amazon. Like, why don't you cut the middleman out and just let people go straight to your service and send it to another person straight through your service? Like, it's a no-brainer. I don't understand why it took this long.
Bad publicity, because once again, you got to look at these companies do take consumers' opinion to play. So if they constantly seeing Twitter feeds and YouTube videos,
constantly saying, I don't understand why this is such a big deal to you.
Look at you. What are you talking about?
Transcending. Are you trying to fight us with caps? Do you got that cap lock on? Like, I'm confused, dog. Like, is it that important? You got to cap
it's aggressive over
that you have. It's not that serious at all, even a little bit.
Hey, he speaks with passion. You probably don't know.
He speaks with the cap. That's what he speaks with.
So I'm going to fight you through these words. No, it's not 2 terabyte at launch, Stu. I believe it was confirmed at 1 terabyte for the Xbox One X. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I thought it was kind of dumb because the 4K assets and stuff like that is going to add like so many more gigabytes to install. It's like the games are going to be bigger, so I felt like by default it should have been like a 2 terabyte. Who knows? They didn't even have the pre-orders aren't here. We're supposed to be getting some surprise. I heard from I think Double O Mello in one of his. Check out Double O Mello. I'm gonna put his link in the description below after podcast is over. But you said something about they might include an Elite controller that was told to you by some individual.
Oh yeah. I was talking to the gentleman at not Microsoft at GameStop, and he was pretty much telling me about a conversation they was having with their execs. He just hinted to that mainly the delay is for, in their opinion, is because they want to put a Elite controller with the Xbox One X as the initial launch instead of it coming out later on, or possibly, and I said in my video, I would love to see Crackdown 3 get put in there. I know that's a wishful thinking, but I'm just looking at the release dates, how certain games are releasing with in between that release. I don't want it to get overshadowed because Crackdown is a real good game.
I ain't gonna lie. If an Elite controller would be coming with that X, I might have to reconsider maybe not buying an X this year.
It'll be worth the price because the Elite controller is still $150.
I think that's reaching though. I don't think that dude knows what he's talking about. I think that's a huge.
Yeah, like you said. I thought when you said Mike, I thought you meant your bar. I didn't know you were talking about like somebody at GameStop. They're unreliable, dude.
No, it wasn't like that. No, I ain't have no inside sources or nothing. No, it was just it was just a conversation we had, and we was exchanging information, and you know he came with that, and I thought.
Let me guess, he ended it. Hey, do you want to buy a PS4?
No, he didn't end it that way, but. He definitely was trying to sell me a PlayStation VR though. He definitely was trying to sell that. Mm-hmm. But nah, it was just like I said, it was just a little conversation I had. I thought it would be something smooth to have, you know, a Elite controller with the system, one of the best controllers out there, with the best system. So yeah.
Jason Elliott says, "Please explain 4K assets." Anybody want to take a crack at that?
I mean, it should almost be self-explanatory. It's a higher resolution. It's going to require more data.
In 4K.
It's the same. If you get a game, if you get a movie and it's in 720, it's going to take less space than a movie that's in 1080, which takes much less space than a movie that's in 4K. That's all that we're talking about with the 4K assets. It just means that these games are going to require much more if they're going to have that much more put into it. You know, it's essentially the bottom line for that. That's all the 4K assets are. So these games, right now, obviously they're pretty high. I know when this generation started, people were like, "What the fuck?" You know, you're looking at games where as high as 50 gigabytes. I think that. Battlefield, what was it? Battlefield 4 at the time, though, around the launch.
Yep. Halo Master Chief.
Halo 5 is 100.
Halo 5 is 100. You know, so even the Elder Scrolls Online right now is around that 100 gigabyte mark. You know, so you take these games and you put them on there and you enhance everything. Those sizes are actually going to go up. So.
And
that's
one thing, one
assets.
person can say now, you know how like the whole talk of like this true 4K thing. Now, and people keep saying, "Oh, well, the Xbox One X is just like the PlayStation 4 Pro." Now, the difference is both the Xbox One X and PlayStation 4 Pro can do both have a game that's running dynamic resolution or checkerboarding 4K. The difference is with the Xbox One X, which would be still a demonstrable difference, is that even at checkerboarding, the game will still feature 4K assets and textures, which the Pro version won't be, and that's where you're going to see a difference. They could be both not running native 4K, but one is going to be including native 4K textures and assets, with the overall image being checkerboarded or dynamic 4K, which is going to spit out a better looking image than what a game that's just happened to be checkerboarded 4K or dynamic 4K, because a game that's just have a 4K image without 4K assets and textures is just pretty much upscale of whatever picture that you originally had. So that's why Microsoft can get away with like the true 4K statements on some of these games, because some of these games may be checkerboarding or dynamic, but they will still have those 4K assets and textures, which will make the game still look better than a same game running dynamic on another platform that isn't using 4K textures and assets. So to answer that one, yes, 4K assets are important.
I don't think that was a question, but okay.
No, it was a question, but I wanted to further explain. Somebody said explain 4K assets, but
we explained it in 15 seconds.
You explained it, but I know, but I wanted to talk about the other thing, because a lot of people when they hear games checkerboarded on Xbox One X or dynamic on Xbox One X, they assume, oh, it's going to be the same thing as a PlayStation 4 Pro. And I'm like, well, actually, that's not the case, because they're going to have the 4K assets and 4K textures that's going to make the image look even better. So you could take, like, let's say if Assassin's Creed, for example, is checkerboard on PS4 Pro and checkerboard on Xbox One X. And now, I don't know anything about Assassin's Creed Origins, but if Assassin's Creed Origins is using 4K assets and textures...
Assassin's Creed Origins.
No, Origins. If Assassin's Creed Origins is using 4K assets and textures on the Xbox One X and the full game is like checkerboarded, it's going to still look better than a checkerboarded version on a PlayStation 4 Pro, because the PlayStation 4 Pro isn't using the 4K assets and textures. It would just be whatever resolution it stopped at, and then checkerboard it up to the proper image. So that is hopefully that made sense to anybody. But if it doesn't, I don't know, look at Digital Foundry or something.
For Stu's thing, native or checkerboard 4K is 4K. In a technical stance, no, because we know Digital Foundry will go into the microscope to tell you, no, it's not. But if it looks good, it looks good. Who cares if it's checkerboard or if it's native?
Your child is like out rapping you, like
he really is.
Got bars.
I keep telling him, you're out of control. go get your bottle somewhere, but.
It's like he knows you're on the mic.
He literally does. He sees where the mic is, and he's
like, "Hang on, I'm taking over."
At the mic,
right.
Which is amazing.
All right, repeat yourself.
I was just saying. Don't you start. Yes, dude, he is telling you about 4K. Yeah, technical stance, 4K and checkerboard native is not technical 4K, but you get where I'm going. If the game looks fucking good, it looks good. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Oh man, yo, you might have to write your son a check.
We have a new panel member. It's Baby Dizzy.
Tell Baby Dizzy this podcast is monetized. Oh man, but yeah. Any other questions before we hop out of here? No giveaways this week, but we'll be back next week with some trivia and giveaways. So just to give you guys up, for those who are looking forward to one. Don't worry, we ain't forget, but we ain't rich to be giving away games every week. So we'll be doing that. We'll be doing that next week. We'll Gaming Addict will be back with some trivia, get you guys guessing, and we'll be sending you guys some codes. Who's the girl and the coon? What?
That's a topic.
No, it's a question. No. That was a question in the chat that I probably should have ignored.
You read it without thinking, didn't you?
Yeah, I read it without thinking, like a dummy. Yeah.
Those are the weapon wheel trolls. That's going on right now.
Yeah, that was horrible. Jason Elliott's only mod in here, is he? Or King Lost, I think, is a mod too. I gotta make Miss Tech a mod. Here we go. Boom. Add moderator. There she go. Alright, so any questions before we get out of here, people? What games y'all playing? We answered this at the beginning. Dizzy's playing Ark.
Like always.
Like always. And he beat... What game did you beat?
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange. Oh my god.
But I am playing Marvel Omega as well.
Gaming Addict was playing some random shit. Like when I see him, the closet games he be playing, like War of Warships.
That is not me.
So tell him to stop playing on your account.
No,
it's like what the.
I've been playing Halo Wars 2. I've been playing I Am Setsuna. And I'm playing. I'm doing more Resident Evil 7 again. I'm doing another playthrough on that. That's all I'm playing.
Okay. And Panda was playing
Overwatch.
Overwatch. Yes, she had that rare achievement. My man Double O Mellow was playing.
I'm on Rainbow Six now. If you're competitive gaming, hit me. Get the 5v5s going. I do dedicated service. Let's go.
And I'm still playing NBA Live 16. NBA Live. Crap. What else am I playing? NBA Live, Crash Bandicoot.
You should probably make Dizzy a mod. Just saying.
Yeah, why? Dizzy, comment. Thank you. There you go, Dizzy. There you moderator. I don't know of anything of significance that I've been playing. Honestly. But and Omega, yeah, the Marvel vs. Capcom Omega. what was the game that I was? Oh, I started playing Deadpool until I realized the worst frames per second in any game I've ever played. Frames are so bad that the game just stops in middle of the action. It just stops, and the frames have to catch up with the game, and then it plays, and then I anticipate for it to stop again.
All right,
worst game I've ever
played. Don't read the comment. That is a straight up troll. I don't have 30 minutes for you to explain to this man why you like Tupac. That's completely different video.
To the person Transcendent Polygon. If you want to know why I like Tupac, visit my other channel, Apples and Oranges. That's the best channel to get all my other non-gaming related stuff. Is Apples and Oranges. You'll find out everything you want to know about Tupac.
And then if you want to know why I hate Tupac, visit my channel, Oranges and Apples.
Oh heck, you hate? Oh, you know what? Let me.
I'm joking.
Let me shut up. Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway, and that dude, the industry's dude, I think he's being a troll. But anyway,
he just wanted to know who our guest is.
It's Double O Mello is the guest, the guy that with the cartoon monkey. Isn't that the story of OJ?
Thank
cartoon?
you, sir. Yes.
Yeah,
it's J-Bo. Get it right. It's J-Bo.
Yeah. But check out Double O Mello. Actually, when I YouTube searched Double O Mello, you were the only one that showed up. You were the first person to show up, and you're not even like
That is a good question, not even there, kid. So. Why are you playing Deadpool?
Because I wanted something else to play to keep like my
Don't let this man lie to you. He was trying to get them quick achievements.
Right. Yeah, achievement.
Anyway,
hard, man.
I have a bunch of games on my hard drives, and I was like, you know what? I haven't gave this game to
Miss actually had a good question.
What is the feature on the Xbox that needs the most improvement?
I think that we all probably have something separate.
All right. The only thing I'm really gonna say is I got two things that the Xbox needs to do. One, it needs a stream straight to YouTube capability. I know it's not gonna get that. And it needs to, when you share to Twitter and stuff, it needs to like share and be easy like Nintendo and PlayStation has it, where it shares the image and video directly to it. You shouldn't have to go through another link to get access to that video. It should be transparent. It should be easy. It should be like that. You should be able to see boom the image. You know what I mean? Microsoft is looking like Stephen A. Smith with that feature. Like, you know what I mean? It's like they don't have it to the point where they can just get it to, you share the thing to Twitter, boom, the screenshots right there, boom, the video clips right there. It should be that easy. But the YouTube stream is a must.
I agree with him on the YouTube, and please, can you bring back the snap feature? I want my picture in picture.
I don't care about that. Please improve your party system. Like, and people are like, it's because you're in the preview program. Look, I was out of the preview program for like a month and a half when I got my S. Same damn issues. Like, I'm tired of, like, it's better than it was, but I'm still getting, right now I have this weird glitch to where when I join parties, sometimes my mic doesn't register and I have to leave the party and come back.
Yes, that happens to me too.
If I were going away from the party system, I think that the only thing that I wish that they would work on and improve upon is actually their upload studio, because they put so much effort whenever it first released, and it just seems like that it kind of went to the wayside. And it's a feature that's there, and I know that there's a lot of people who use it, but they just haven't really done much with it. And they just did this whole big thing with Microsoft as a brand about content creators and creating things, and they didn't even do anything with that. It's just kind of mind-boggling.
I can agree with that one.
Upload Studio. That could have been like the next, like the big thing for them that they could have done. They should have. But like I said, Microsoft should have just bought YouTube. Had they done that, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
You know how many like problems that could be answered with just Microsoft buying.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much. And don't forget, this podcast is available on SoundCloud and iTunes. Episode 5 should be uploaded by today is Tuesday. Should be uploaded by Wednesday or Thursday at the latest. But you can catch the previous 4 episodes on SoundCloud. SoundCloud.com/kid-smooth-1. Planet Xbox Podcast SoundCloud and iTunes. I will link that there so you have access to all that for those who prefer to listen to it audio strictly. We are available on iTunes and SoundCloud, so make sure you follow me on SoundCloud. Look for Kid Smooth. Yeah, the trolls are starting to come. It's time to go. The trolls come out at night.
I know. I think Heartache might have mentioned your podcast or something because they're coming in here in like the hordes now.
Oh really? Yeah. So we gotta yeah. So we're gonna go and get out of here. If you missed us live, you can come back and watch it from beginning to end. We're live every Tuesday from 7:30 p.m. Eastern to about 9 something. We were a little bit late today. So Planet Xbox Podcast. Catch it on iTunes, SoundCloud, and make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you have any suggestions for us in the show, please
What's up, Jack?
let us know on Twitter and or in the chat, whatever. Shout out to Jack Move Johnny. Yeah, you came in late, but it's okay. You'll see. You can catch it from the beginning, and yeah. Anybody got anything to say before we go? Anybody want to plug your channels?
Well, I'm going to do that, but I am going to say, Rody, sorry, dude. After E3 this year at the gaming show, Halo 5's not coming to PC. It's just not. Halo 6 might come to PC, but Halo 5 is definitely not coming to PC.
Where did that come from?
Someone in the comment section said, bring Halo 5 to PC.
No, they got Forge. Halo 6 will probably go to PC because of they do a beta game and then they bring the actual next game. It's like how they did with Forza 6 Apex. That was like the beta, and then Forza 7 is actually coming. I feel like the Halo 5 Forge, and then they're gonna bring Halo 6, which is gonna kind of it's alright. It's alright. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I'm actually mad that all my mods came late, just like everybody else. Everybody want to tune in late. Should I move this show at like 8:30 or something like that? Like, what's going on? 7:30 is too early. You guys don't want to sit down and watch podcasts while the sun is still up. But
that's fine, Nicodemus, because I'm here. I do it for free. I do the mod service so you can sit back and enjoy the show.
Yeah, no. There's nobody getting paid on Planet Xbox. We don't do that over here. All right, nobody. You get paid in Xbox currency. Get you a free games with gold. But not really. Panda, anything you want to say?
You can follow me on Twitter at FSPanda for the win. I'll actually put it in chat because it's capitals and lower cases.
Yeah, you have to link me that too. I thought for some reason the default stuff did not show up when I set it to my upload defaults, but I gotta get that Panda information. So
yeah, he keeps forgetting to link everyone's shit in the description.
Yeah, I know your stuff is there. It's just for some reason it's not showing that part of the description. There we go. I have to put it in somewhere where I can save it. I'm gonna throw it in the Messenger. Planet Xbox Messenger, just so I can come back and go grab it. Booyah.
Be sure to like the podcast though. Show us that you guys enjoy it.
And Double O Mellow, your plug.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is Double O Mellow. Thanks for the invite again. Appreciate the conversation. Just go ahead and follow my YouTube channel. I'm just starting out. Let me know what y'all feel about it. It's Double O Mellow. My Twitter is Double O Mellow as well. And I'm just here to talk about these games, man. Take care.
Alrighty. And damn, Gaming Guy, did I tell you to do your plug yet?
Yeah, but just follow me, Gaming Addict. You can follow me on Twitter, Lord Addict, ILP. all my gaming things is Room to Kill. Yes, I know it's not Gaming Addict. No, you don't have to tell me I need to switch it to Gaming Addict. But thanks for all of you tuning in.
And Dizzy, your plug.
Let's see if I have a plug, because somebody is probably going to be speaking over top of it this entire time.
Okay.
You know what it is. Just follow me on Twitter at iDizzy81. Yeah, just that.
All right. And just in case I forget shout outs, we're going to say shout out to Nicodemus, Jack Move, Johnny, Demorio Fluker. He's been in here showing us support. Jason Elliott, Stu Jersey, Chris Righteous, even though sometimes we really don't get along, but he does support the cast. So shouts out to him. Miss Tech Not Fancy. Everybody who tuned in. Famey and T, thought we saw him for a moment. Hard Knock Gamers, Weapon Will, Tick, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. It's Kiss Move. Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. And I gotta leave you guys with the best intro, outro on this motherfucking planet. Peace!